On the 73 Holiday Rambler, the connection to the car, which here's a 7-pin connector, also originally had a connector on the camper, which is something that I've never seen before and haven't really been able to find. There are 8 pins, but can't find anything anywhere like that. So what I've done is taken this off, and I'm just going to have to hardwire it in, which is fine. So there was a in the manual that I had. Wait, I took a picture of it on my phone. So here's what it said in the manual for what those do. And it's got 8 pins. I think the extra one is for this automatic stabilization control system, which it's number 8, the blue wire, which it probably doesn't work anymore, and I really probably won't have a need for it. I have a sway bar. What that did was it would sense sway in the trailer and apply brakes to whichever side it needed to stabilize it. So don't know if that even functions anymore, but I'm going through and connecting wires and testing, and for some reason whoever had this before crossed out all of the colors and the numbers of the wires and what they did, and then they wrote in things down here. But I think they probably did that based on not taking this end apart, but probably maybe the other end, and maybe what was on the car end. So because what I'm finding is I think these are correct, at least back here on the trailer. So that's what I'm doing. I've connected the clearance light wire and plugged that into the car and turned the lights on, and out of 16 clearance lights around the top, 2 worked. So I've got a lot of work to do there, but it's just trial and error. Just going to take some time to get this working. Figured out all of the connections, made all the connections, and got everything working. But now what I need to do is secure that cable, get all the I'm going to redo all those connections and put crimp connectors on there, and then put all the wires back inside, and then I need to put some type of clamp on there that'll clamp down on this cable and keep it from pulling out. So that's what I'm working on now. So I found this electrical cord clamp like you would typically see on an electrical metal electrical box, and then I bought this faceplate, and this had a knockout in it, but it's not big enough for this. So what I plan to do is open that hole up so that this will fit in there. This is a snap-in type, so that should snap in there, and then I will connect that to the front of the camper, clamp it down, and I'll go ahead and paint all that beforehand, and that should keep that cord secure. Well, after a lot of filing on the inside of this hole to open it up to the right size, I finally gotten this clamp to snap in there, and so now I'll paint this thing and get ready to put it on. I'm going to finish up my tow vehicle connection here, and I've connected everything up temporarily and checked everything out, got everything to work, and so what I needed to do next was to figure out a way to get this to be attached to the front of the camper, and I've used a couple of components I got from Lowe's. One's just a faceplate here, metal faceplate that I've painted, and this clamp that I had to open up this hole in the faceplate, as I think I showed in the previous video, and got that to snap in there. I painted it several coats, front and back, because I'm not sure if this is going to rust, but I just wanted to get a good coating on there. So I've done that, so I'm getting ready to take all of my wires loose. I have written down how everything connects on this wiring diagram here, and so I'm going to take that loose, slide this up on this whole thick black wire here, and then connect everything back. And I'm going to use these crimp connectors that have the where you heat up the outside and it shrinks. It's the heat shrink connectors, so I'm going to use those, and put that back on there, and I think it'll be good to go. Alright, I've got all these crimp connections made, and I'm ready to put a little heat on there and shrink those down to protect them. Alright, I've got this clamp and this faceplate on, so that cable is good and secure. And checking out all my lights here. Got all the lights changed out for LEDs. Those look good. These on the side look good. This side looks good. One thing that I found out is that the LEDs are actually red or orange depending on what you bought, and I got a couple of them mixed up and had to go back and replace them, so learned a lesson there. So looking at the back here, all of them are burning brightly. Got my tail lights and my flashers, blinkers going, so it looks like everything's working.